What's up, Tim Sykes here. Travel day for me. I've got all day live trading with two special millionaires tomorrow. So I'm actually traveling today to get there. I'll post a link underneath this video if you want to join in. It's all day October 30th. And then also if you join, even if you watch this video after October 30th, it'll all be archived. And when you join, you also get access to past all day live trading webinars. So you can see all my trades from the past few, I don't even know how long we've been doing this, years. Well, I guess months, because we used to do in person, but then the pandemic hit. So I think there's like maybe 5 or 6 archived ones all day. And you can see, live trades, potential trades, failed trades, successful trades, Q&A. I really think it's amazing. And then tomorrow, stay tuned, two special guests. But two trades today, and then I had to leave roughly $1,000 in profits. This last loss from $69 was yesterday on BANT and its failed spike. But 5.99 million now total, and year to date, closing in on 1,929,000 in profits. More importantly, very proud of this guy, Jack Kellogg. He locked in a little over 11,000 today. And this was when we were flying back from Arizona a few weeks ago. Took him on his first private jet. Now I got to celebrate his upcoming milestone. Leave a comment, actually. What do you think I should do for Jack crossing $1 million? I don't know when. There's no pressure. But he's up $990,000 now. He joined my challenge January of 2017. So if he does it, before January of 2021, which seems likely considering he's making it pretty much every day lately, from hardly any savings to millionaire status inside of 4 years, that is the quickest that we've, created a millionaire. And really a lot of it is just because of his hard work. And I'm going to go over his trades in a second. But first, let's get to my trades. How did I win and how did I lose? VRYYF. This is a new vegan play, a little mini Beyond Meat, and it had a nice breakout. Jack Kellogg actually had this long overnight at 2-ish yesterday, and I think he sold mainly in the 240s today. I was a little late to the game today, buying this around 240 and selling it in the 250s. So Jack nailed this. I was late. But the story stocks are hot. A technical breakout, good price action. Some people ask, why am I not still holding this? Again, you have to determine what trades work best for you, what strategies work best for you. If you're traveling intraday like I am, you cannot hold stocks all day. Okay, so BRTXQ, I probably still should be long. This one's hanging around 4 cents. First green day. Nice breakout. Well, second green day, but first big breakout day. Probably is going to, test or break out past these 0.043 levels, but we don't really know. These low price stocks have been surging a little bit, but not much follow through. But because I'm traveling, I did not get the breakout I wanted before I had to travel, before I had to leave my computer. And so I took a small loss. Some people are already questioning, how can you lose on this stock when it's up 20% plus? You're an idiot. You're incompetent. No, I'm just busy. Okay. So whenever people try to judge you for, a gain or a loss, realize that they are the idiots. Okay. If you ever try to judge anybody else, you are the idiot. Don't judge other people's trades. You don't know who they are, what they're doing that day, what's going on. I'm fine with cutting losses. I actually tried to give BRTXQ more time. As it turned out, it needed what? I got out somewhere in this mess where it just wasn't breaking out. I needed an extra hour. I didn't have that extra hour because I'm traveling. Does that make me a bad trader? Does that make me a failure? Does that make me incompetent? No, no, no. It makes me busy. And I really hate the trading community for how they try to rip on losses and how they try to rip on other people, when in fact the majority of people who are in this industry are complete losers. Okay, let's just be honest. Let's cut the BS. 90% plus of traders lose. So even if I lose on a trade, whoa, I lost a little over $100. What am I going to do? Shut up. Okay? Anybody who tries to be negative with you, just tell them to shut up and focus on themselves. I'm really sick of the negativity, if you can tell. And guess what? I'm still up roughly $1,000 even while traveling because my gains are bigger than my losses. Oh no, look at this. I have 2 losses in my last 3 trades. What am I going to do? Am I a failure? Is my strategy over? No. Look at the size of the losses. If they're each roughly $100. My last 2 wins, each of them 700 and 1,000. Okay? So it's not just about losses versus gains. Like in my last 4 trades, I'm 2 for 4. Oh no, my winning percentage is only 50%. Whatever will I do? It's about how you manage those losses. And on BANT, frankly, yesterday, it could not break out into the close. I cut losses right here on this failed breakout. And what did it do? It tanked into the close. And then today it's down another 17%. So this loss is actually a fantastic trade. This is actually one of my best trades in months. Even though it doesn't show it because it's, a loss, and most people in this terrible industry full of losers will rip on this. Guess what? This is best case scenario. When you're going for a breakout, whether it's a morning breakout or an afternoon breakout and it fails and you cut losses, that's fine, okay? Because it's not just about what you lost on the trade, it's what you could have lost if you get undisciplined. And as you can see, this stock tanked big into the close. There were plenty of chances to get out if you had the right mindset. And then today, 17% plus loss. So this would have been like, a $2,000, maybe $3,000 loss right now. I don't care what it was because I cut losses quickly. So that's my little spiel about losses. And this is how, I've made nearly $1 million this year in 2020. Let's look at Jackaroo. What is wrong with my battery? Let's look at his trading profits because he's made nearly, $1 million now. And his winning percentage is gasp, only 60%. And yet, what does he do? His losses are small. Look at this. He lost 178 here. He lost 294. Small losses are the absolute key. He has small gains too, okay? He trades a lot. But at the same time, his losses are very small. And that is so important to so many people. Like, you want to know what my millionaire students and I do? Like, look at these losses. Look at his gains. 11,000, 6,000, 2,000. Shorting NWBO. He's dead on. 4,000. His loss, 960. Loss, 219. Okay? So if you want to make millions, you have to control your losses. That's what it comes down to. Not that you never have losses. Not that you're never wrong. Not that you're, a better stock picker than other people. It's all about discipline. Okay? So learn from me, learn from Jack, and literally tell anybody, who rips on your losses or tries to be negative with you, you can either lose it on them and be like, actually 90% plus of traders lose. The fact that you tried to be negative with me probably means that you're one of those losers. So, go screw off. You can be mean if you want, or you can just be like, leave your negativity off my feet. Life is too short to deal with negative people. But it's my job to teach. So unfortunately, I have to deal with a lot of negative people, but I don't have to be nice to them. I don't have to tolerate their BS because I know what it takes to make millions of dollars. I know what it takes to make 6 figures in a year or in a month. I made nearly 300,000 in June alone, and I had losses. But again, I followed rule number 1 and I cut losses quickly. So with BANT, I was right to cut losses quickly. With BRTXQ, I would have a gain right now. It's back over 4. So people are like, oh, how can you have a loss? Shut up. I'm traveling, okay? Life gets in the way sometimes of trading. And frankly, if it doesn't break out, if it doesn't do what I want in the time period that I thought, I'm out. I don't even know if I would have given it more time even if I wasn't traveling. I was trying to be extra patient, but it was midday. And a lot of these stocks just haven't really run, perfectly. So I'm just not going to be aggressive in any case. But either way, I had a specific time cutoff and I cut losses. And yet I still made 1,000 because my gains are bigger than my losses. But again, sorry for going off a little negative, but it's important that you understand that you should not tolerate any negativity either while you're learning, while you're cutting losses quickly. Bigger congrats to Jack. Everyone leave a comment saying congrats to Jack. Don't ask him, when are you going to cross $1 million? Don't put that pressure on him. It's whenever there's a good play, and he's staying disciplined. He's in his zone. But do leave a comment underneath saying congrats, Jack, and then let me know if you have any suggestions with what you think I should get him to celebrate, his $1 million milestone that's coming up whenever it happens. And I'll also post a link again to my all-day live trading tomorrow. I got to get going. I'll see you guys in the chat room.